What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo. We're here at Rio to talk to you about the new North Reach kite. So this is the kite we've been waiting for. It's the North kite that's the all-arounder, and this thing is super fun to ride. So in the lineup, they've basically came out with their first line of kites, which is the Orbit, the high jumper, the Carve, the wave kite, and then the Pulse, the high performance freestyle. So really dedicated for their team. They want to make kites that were really well suited for their team first, and then come out with the all-arounder once they had those perfected. So now this is the kite for everybody, for average Joes with gray hair like me that want to go out and go kite and have a good time. They want to foil, they want to ride the surfboard, they want to ride the twin tip, they want to feel like a hero, ride like Jesse Richmond, but they can't. That is this kite. So 3-strut kite, you can see fairly swept back wingtip, so it does, the swept back wingtip will cut some of the power out of the drive in the kite. Has a lot of arc in it, so it's real stable overhead, and it's 3-strut, so it's kind of lightweight and easy to ride. So when you get on this kite, you just feel automatically connected. It has kind of that medium bar pressure. When it's overhead, super stable overhead. When you're diving the kite, it's fast, but not too fast. It kind of has that middle of the road. So we tested it on the foil, we've tested it kite surfing, we tested it just flat water boosting, and all of it performed at really, really high marks. The dedicated kites in their line of the wave kite, their boosting kite, the freestyle kite, it does better for those specific categories, but this one hits the mark across all 3 categories, which we're really stoked about. I was actually really surprised at how well this kite did foil, riding the foil, because riding the foil, a lot of times kites, you don't want to have too much power, you want to drift. And this kite, when you turn it, it does deliver some power, but it still drifted well. It was still so easy to use. It wasn't like temperamental at all. A lot of kites like this, you ride foiling, they kind of just feel heavy and dopey, and you're kind of constantly battling between the power of the foil and the power of the kite. Whereas this one was just so user-friendly, I didn't even think about it. Which is a really nice feature of this kite, is that you don't have to think about it. So this is the kite that we're going to be teaching 0 to hero on, that I've been seeing people doing the Planet downwinders. They're riding it in the slick, they're riding on the foil, then go out and ride on the waves. I talked to Jesse Richmond about this, and he's like, this is kind of the silver bullet kite in our line. This is the one that I could take anywhere in the world and I can ride at a really high level. For king of the air and going like the absolute highest you can get with the most overpower. He wants that 5-strut rigid frame, but he's like, I'm not going to competition like that. If I'm just gonna be traveling and cruising, I'm gonna take this because I can hit all the disciplines with this one kite. I can unhook and do loops on it. I can jump really high on it, and he's just a natural, so he can jump really high on anything, but he can jump super high in this kite, and he can also ride the foil or kite surf on it. So it's like, hey man, this thing fits a ton of different marks. As North has been doing, they're making a super high quality product. They're using known materials that have consistent stretch. Like, they want to make a kite that's going to be there for a long time. So when you invest in the North brand, you're investing in the full, having this product for quite a long time. So they've been super durable, using really high quality materials, doing simple stuff like, the pigtails, the same pigtails on the kite as on the bar. They're using bridle line, fly line for the bridles, so that, reducing drag. They've made their own inflate valve. Just a lot of simple stuff that's carried over from their kites. One of the only things I don't really like about it is I hate these darts. Watch that bridle, Nuzzy. Dang it. I hate these little darts in these things. Like, it's kind of like, they're basically, these things are in here to reduce flutter. I don't know, I just have always, they pack up fine and all because they're in the trailing edge of your kite, so you fold it in thirds, it's like packs up. They just always have bothered me having these little darts in here. Not that big of a deal. Like, if that's my only complaint about this kite, that's a pretty minor nitpicky thing. Besides for that, all the construction's been super impressive. I did notice that the inflation seems kind of low, right? On the 12 meter, they recommend 6 on the inflation. On the 9 meter, they recommend 8 on the inflation. 8's a little more typical. Like 6, I was kind of like, man, am I reading that upside down? What is that? No, it's actually a 6 PSI. Okay, cool. Well, 6 PSI, to me, it seems really soft. But the reason they do that is you want to have more twist in the kite. So the bigger kites, they're having you inflate less, so you have more twist, and they're also not getting that heavy gusty punch that you're going to be seeing when you're riding a kite like the 9, so you don't need that rigid frame. So follow the inflation instructions, and the kite's going to just work better, So again, I kind of was like, oh, I'm going to pump this thing up harder, and then I actually rode it at 6 pounds. I was like, hey, it actually rides a little better like that. So overall, been really fired up about the whole North line. They've got an excellent bar. The whole kite line is very, unique and specific. Now that they have the reach, this is a kite that everyone should get on. When you ride this kite, you're gonna love it. It's a multi-sport kite. I have yet to put someone on it that didn't like it. And you know, that's really what's so cool about this kite, is that this is a kite that everyone's gonna love. If you have more questions, you can give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or reach out online at realwatersports.com. We'll see you guys on the water.